For decades, Thailand occupied a special place in the minds of travelers. It was the destination people recommended when someone wanted beautiful beaches, incredible food, fascinating culture, and unforgettable experiences without spending a fortune. Backpackers crossed oceans to explore it. Retirees stretched their savings further there. Long-term travelers built entire journeys around the idea that Thailand offered remarkable value compared to much of the world. The country's reputation became so strong that affordability eventually became part of its identity. Mention Thailand, and many people immediately thought of low costs, cheap accommodation, inexpensive meals, and budget-friendly adventures. Today, however, many travelers are arriving with a very different impression. Thailand still offers tremendous value compared to many Western countries, yet increasing numbers of visitors leave feeling surprised by how much they spent. Some wonder whether they remembered the country incorrectly. Others assume prices have risen dramatically everywhere. The reality is more complicated, and understanding it reveals a fascinating story about how Thailand has changed over the past 2 decades. One of the biggest reasons Thailand feels more expensive is because the country has become a victim of its own success. Few destinations on Earth have built a tourism industry as successful as Thailand's. Millions of visitors arrive every year seeking beaches, islands, food, nightlife, culture, wellness experiences, and tropical escapes. Entire generations of travelers have recommended Thailand to friends and family. As tourism grew, demand grew with it. Hotels expanded, restaurants multiplied, transportation improved, and new tourism infrastructure appeared across the country. At first, these changes made Thailand even more attractive. Travel became easier, more comfortable, and more accessible than ever before. Yet success carries consequences. Popular destinations eventually attract investment, development, and higher expectations. The same places that once catered primarily to backpackers and budget travelers increasingly began serving luxury travelers, families, retirees, and visitors willing to spend significantly more money. Phuket provides one of the clearest examples. Decades ago, many travelers viewed the island primarily as a tropical escape with affordable accommodation and relaxed beach culture. Today, parts of Phuket compete with some of the world's most established resort destinations. Luxury hotels, private villas, beach clubs, fine dining restaurants, and premium tourism experiences have become major parts of the local economy. Those options create incredible experiences for many visitors. They also influence pricing throughout the surrounding market. The same pattern can be found in other famous destinations. Areas that once felt undiscovered now appear regularly across social media, travel documentaries, and international tourism campaigns. As visibility increases, so does demand. As demand increases, prices often follow. Bangkok tells a slightly different version of the same story. Thailand's capital has transformed dramatically over the years. Modern shopping districts, luxury hotels, rooftop bars, improved transportation networks, and expanding business districts have changed both the city skyline and the visitor experience. Travelers still find incredible value throughout Bangkok. Yet the city many people visit today is not the same Bangkok that backpackers described 20 years ago. It is larger, wealthier, more developed, and more internationally connected. Those changes inevitably influence costs. The growth of digital nomad communities has contributed to these shifts as well. Thailand remains one of the world's most popular destinations for remote workers. Cities such as Chiang Mai, Bangkok, and various coastal destinations attract people who stay for months rather than days. These visitors rent apartments, use co-working spaces, support local businesses, and create demand for services designed around long-term living. This evolution has produced many benefits. It has also altered local markets in ways that influence accommodation prices, rental costs, and lifestyle expenses. The impact is often gradual enough that visitors barely notice it happening. Yet over time, the differences become significant. Social media has accelerated these changes even further. Places that once relied primarily on word of mouth now reach global audiences instantly. A beach, cafe, market, viewpoint, or island can become internationally famous within weeks. Millions of people see the same images and add the same destinations to their travel plans. The resulting demand creates opportunities for businesses and communities. At the same time, it places increasing pressure on destinations that were never designed to handle unlimited growth. Thailand's tourism industry has become remarkably sophisticated as a result. Travelers now have access to experiences that would have been difficult to imagine a generation ago. Luxury wellness retreats, world-class dining, premium resorts, private excursions, and highly curated travel experiences are available throughout the country. Many visitors actively seek these experiences. In fact, some arrive specifically because Thailand offers luxury at prices lower than similar experiences elsewhere. This creates an interesting paradox. Thailand remains affordable compared to many destinations while simultaneously becoming more expensive than its own reputation suggests. Part of the confusion comes from expectations. Travelers often compare present-day Thailand to stories from the past rather than to modern alternatives. They remember tales of incredibly cheap guest houses, low-cost transportation, and daily budgets that seem almost impossible today. What they are really comparing is not just Thailand itself. They are comparing different eras of travel. The Thailand that introduced itself to backpackers decades ago existed in a completely different tourism environment. International travel was less accessible, social media did not exist, and visitor numbers were significantly lower. Today's Thailand operates on a global stage. It competes for visitors from every corner of the world and attracts an enormous range of travelers with different expectations and spending habits. That transformation affects everything from accommodation and transportation to dining and entertainment. The country has evolved because demand for it has evolved. Food remains one of the strongest examples of Thailand's continued value. Visitors can still find extraordinary meals at prices that seem remarkably affordable by international standards. Street food culture remains vibrant in many parts of the country. Local restaurants continue serving exceptional dishes that reflect generations of culinary tradition. Yet even here, differences emerge depending on where travelers choose to spend their time. Tourist-focused districts often operate under very different economic conditions than local neighborhoods. The contrast can be dramatic. Two meals may look similar while carrying very different price tags. This distinction highlights something many experienced travelers eventually discover. Thailand has not necessarily become expensive. Instead, affordable Thailand increasingly rewards curiosity. Travelers willing to explore beyond the most obvious locations often discover a version of the country that still delivers the value people have celebrated for decades. The opportunities remain there, but they may not always exist in the places attracting the largest crowds. This is perhaps the most important reality behind Thailand's rising costs. The country has not lost what made it special. The beaches remain beautiful. The food remains exceptional. The culture remains fascinating. The hospitality remains one of the nation's greatest strengths. What has changed is Thailand's position in the world. It is no longer a hidden gem known mainly to adventurous travelers. It is one of the most successful tourism destinations on Earth. That success has brought investment, development, international recognition, and economic growth on a scale few countries have experienced. It has also reshaped the expectations travelers bring with them. Many visitors arrive expecting the Thailand of 20 years ago. What they find instead is a modern tourism powerhouse serving millions of people every year. The result is a destination that can feel more expensive than ever while still offering remarkable value. And perhaps that explains why conversations about Thailand's costs have become so common. The country itself has not changed into something unrecognizable. It has simply grown beyond the image many people still carry in their minds. For travelers willing to adjust those expectations, Thailand remains one of the most rewarding destinations in the world. The value is still there. It just no longer hides in plain sight the way it once did.